This is Muse Medicina coming live at you from the east side of Denver, Colorado, Colorazlan, with your Thursday Thunder reading. Thursday Thunder reading, making it rain. It's going to be a thing I do. Sorry if you get annoyed by the bells, but I'm going to be ringing them. I like bells. Bells are fun. Okay. Every Thursday, Muse Medicina is going to bring to you a tarot reading that is specifically designed to call in the abundance we've been seeking, as well as recognizing the abundance we already have. Thursday is Thor's Day, or Thor as in Jupiter, as in the mythological god or manifestation of the divine masculine that brings rain and thunder. Yes. And so on Thursdays, we ask all that is good, all that is great, all that is love to come down upon us and show us the way to our own excitement, our own joy, our own divinity, our own abundance, our own manifesting. Now, I would not be a holistic healthcare practitioner if I could not tell you that in order to call in abundance, we got to let a lot of stuff go. And that's really hard, especially as the sons and daughters and Nietexes, the grandchildren of the formerly enslaved and colonized and genocided upon in the United States of America. Things are not equal here. And if anybody's watching internationally and you have this illusion of the American dream, there has been and always has been and was and is still in many cases the American nightmare that is what colonialism and white supremacy has done to the United States of America. And I say this very clearly as a Chicana. And I also want to acknowledge that I am a light-skinned Chicana, so I very muchly so have seen both sides of the discrimination, prejudice, white, cis, hetero, caca, supremacist, patriarchy in action. On the receiving end of both, as when people recognize my brownness with my brown people and at my family who's very brown, and when people don't recognize it and treat me differently, aka better, aka more apt, more able because of my light skin. So this is something that we are actively working to undo in our consciousness, undo in our DNA, undo in our system. And part of the reason I speak so much about this, so clearly about it, is because I see both coins. And just because I look the way I look doesn't mean that the prejudice and the pain and the pillage and the rape and the genocide of my grandmothers, literally my maternal grandmother was raped. And that's why, or she is the daughter of rape. And that's why I know that this shit lives in our blood, and that doesn't even cover the amount of work I've done with other people of all different races across the spectrum, white people included, where we've had to literally exercise the spirit of someone who rapes, exercise the spirit of the people who lynch, same as exercising those who have been lynched, the grandparents, the legacies. Okay, so I talk about this really heavy shit because we need to talk about it in order to heal. So when I talk about abundance, I'm not just talking about some flu like white privilege. Oh, well, you just call in what you want and you'll have it. That's not how it works. We have to heal first. We have to heal first. So we're here to heal, bitches. Let's do it. We are going to use the Wild Unknown Tarot deck. Because so much shit we don't know. We don't know so much shit. Okay, and I invite y'all, if you're having a hard day, if you're having a hard life, if you're currently in the process of being a major hater, that's totally okay. It's okay. Welcome to your hateration. And yeah, fuck all those motherfuckers. And world peace. It's duality. I invite you all to honor the duality in this world. Oh, hello, Ireland. Thank you. Blessings from Denver, Colorazlan. Okay, while the non-tarot and the Santa Muerte. Santa Muerte. Okay, my phone just said I had 20% left, so I'm going to try to do this with 20%. Let's see if I make it. I have a tendency to be a chatterbox. Who'da thunk? Who'da thunk? Great Spirit, Tonkashila, Ometeo, all of our guides, all of our honorable ancestors, all of our spirits, protectors, all of our souls' councils, everybody who has made us who we are, all of the ancestors that have brought us to this place. Thank you for your work. Thank you for your sacrifice. Thank you, Great Spirit, for bringing us here today that we may heal. Great Spirit, I ask for healing upon all the people watching. I ask for healing to myself and my family. I ask for protection. I ask for all of our guides to do the spiritual labor, to do the spiritual work, to help us see clearly our life's paths, so that we may show up. Great Spirit, I ask for intercultural, intracultural healing. I ask for intergenerational healing. I ask for the healing of all of the 1% that they see the damage. And I ask for the protection of all the people doing the work to undo all of the sorcery of the 1%. I call upon all of us together to heal this planet. And the ones who aren't working to heal the planet, to get out the fucking way. Omete. Oh, dang. Oh, dang. This is a heavy one, y'all. Okay. Dang, okay, I guess I called it all in. Oh, hello. Okay. Judgment, upside down. So all of the cards I got are upside down. When I read tarot, you can read an entire pool that's upside down the opposite way. It's all a suggestion. This is really pertaining to everything we were just talking about. So this is the Judgment card. I'm going to put it right side up for y'all to see. Super powerful card. Now is the time. See, there's a little baby in here in a coffin. It's fucked up out there, y'all. There are people, babies in cages on the border. There are pipelines that are effing up our Mother Earth. Indigenous women are dying and being raped, etc., and sex trafficking all along the West Coast and other places all the time. We can no longer turn a blind eye at all of this injustice, and we can no longer pretend that the people who are responsible don't know what they're doing and that we can't hold them accountable. So the people who are responsible for these drug rings, for these child pornography rings, for the cages at the fucking border are the people who own Walmart, are the people who own all of those multinational corporations, are the people who are the richest people in the world, who own all of the companies that we buy food from, that we get our medicine from, okay? Every time we support monetarily with what we think is cheap, $5, $3, $8 for things that might at a locally owned level cost $20, $30, every time we support that, we are supporting child pornography rings, okay? We are voting with our dollars every day. We are contributing every single day to the kinds of atrocities that when we actually see them, we can't handle. Does that make sense? I'm also guilty of this. We're all guilty of this. So judgment is really about relinquishing judgment in a way, especially of self, but also about being discerning, okay, about what's going on. It's hard. It's hard to pull ourselves away from the systemic oppression that is built into our everyday lives, aka our cars and the gasoline we use and the carbon footprints, right? So when it comes to judgment, we have to discern for ourselves where we can create where we can make it a better place, a better world to be in, right? So it's been really cool since I've been a mom and my son doesn't like to ride in the car. I don't really drive that much. Like I drive when it's necessary. I drive when I go somewhere with my baby daddy. I walk a lot of places because gracias a Dios, I live in a area that has a good walking score, which I could talk a lot about because my neighborhood is fiercely gentrified and like my gente can't really afford to live here anymore. My grandparents bought this house in the 1950s when this was redlined, where it's the only place brown people could buy property and black people could buy property. But now they fucking new age colonialism take that shit from us too, right? But, you know, we own the house, so I'm still here. Nonetheless, where can you create a difference? Where can you create a difference? Not like, oh, fuck me, I'm the worst person in the world because I drive a car. Like, we live in this system, right? Or F me, I work in this corporation that pays my rent. Yes. And how can you right now do something that helps the fucking world? Okay? That's what judgment is about. Órale pues. Okay. This is the way I'm going. Next is the Seven of Pentacles. So this guy is like super miserly, right? He's like behind his, what are those called? The obelisk? No. Somebody tell me what those things are called that you use to count with that looks like this. He's counting stuff, but it's kind of like a prison for him, right? Like he is standing there behind his counting. So with respect to the card I just pulled, the judgment card of like kind of releasing judgment, but also understanding where you fit and who supports you and who you're supporting. This is about holding space for the ripe offerings as they come. It might not look how you wanted it to look, right? Like a good example for me is I was like, oh, I'm going to cloth diaper for sure. And I'm elimination communication as soon as my baby's born. And then my vagina tore and I couldn't walk for almost 3 weeks. It was fucking crazy. So I wasn't cloth diapering because, you know, whatever, I could go on and make excuses. My point is, I had to release the expectation of what my my tally sheet looked like. Does that make sense? So when you are beginning to change your lifestyle, when you are beginning to see what is actually happening in the world and how you can create your mark, how you can lessen your carbon footprint, how you can start supporting local farmers and stuff, like the availabilities will come up. So maybe you're walking one day and you see, if you're a meat eater, you see a locally owned butcher shop. And that is going to be one way you help reduce your footprint from the big meat industry. Okay, so what I'm saying is, like, this guy is a prison, right? He's like, let me count this and let me tit for tat that and let me say I only spend this much on this and da da da. Let the ripe potentials come to you when it comes to how you're going to make a difference, because it's going to look different for all of us, right? And then coming back to this judgment card, you can't judge everybody else how they're making their difference or how they're meeting their ends. All you can do is set an example for how you want to be better and make the world better. Okay? Abacus. Thank you, guys. Thanks. Look at all you smart people. 3 of y'all were like, I said abacus. Orale. What's the etymology of abacus? You don't have to answer that right there. I'll look it up later. I'm an etymology nerd, FYI. Okay, pues. Next one. I actually have to pick a different card in order for these ones to make sense. I'll show them to you right now, though, and you can decide what it means for you. The next one is the upside down Queen of Swords. And then the one after her is the upside down Three of Wands. But I'm going to pick one from this other deck right here, y'all. Oh, she flew out. Upside down Father of Swords. Okay, so this is like the King of Swords. And that one goes right in the middle. So I have those first 4 around. Okay, I'm going to go to the Three of Wands right now. Everything was upside down today, so read it as you will as like a suggestion. To me, wands are usually very playful and very fun. But again, this was upside down. I feel like the reading today is very somber. It's really about doing your inner work. Like, we can't play anymore, okay? But if you look at this card, there's like a skeleton, but there's ripe shit growing out of the calaveras. There's flowers, like it's blooming, right? So this is like when we are willing to look, blessings, Hita, when we are willing to look at the dark stuff, at our skeletons in the closet. Like, maybe we travel a lot and we love to travel, and so every time like the whole idea of our carbon footprint comes up, we're like, not going to think about that, not going to look at that, not going to talk about that. This is about when we look at the stuff that is actually affecting us or actually hurting our environment, or perceivedly so, we are then able to use it as fertilizer, as helping us plant seeds for something that is better. Okay, so I want you guys to understand that this work is dark. This work sucks. The world is a painful, chaotic, ugly place with a bunch of ugly assholes at the top making really shitty decisions for humanity. And we do have the availability of recognizing our part in that, but also not blaming ourselves and seeing where we can create something better. Okay, so that's the Three of Swords. This, I mean the Three of Wands. Las tres varitas. Varitas. I like that word. Okay. This is the Queen of Swords. She was also upside down. So swords are about intellectual enterprises. Swords are about writing things down. Swords are about the way our mind manifests into reality, into the material. And a queen is like this is a very dualistic card, in my opinion, because swords are very like sharp and cutting, but a feminine figure is curvy and soft, right? So this is like, how can we do what we're called to do in a way that is like honey and not vinegar? Okay, so there's that. But this is also a queen, and she, if you check her out, she's like looking, she's like, where's my next move? What am I gonna do? How am I gonna do it? She's like you know, assessing the scene. She's like, how's this gonna happen? This is an invitation for you to what I'm getting is that if you're somebody who has been thinking about this idea, especially because it seems like we're talking about saving the planet or saving the world or something, or like saving ourselves in the world, or saving the babies at the border, etc. If you are a person who has a like, it's time. Okay, it's time to reach out to your people who you've been thinking of reaching out to, put a blast on Facebook, you know, do what you are called to do at all to help. So like an example, it doesn't have to be that big a deal. Like, this is mine, right? I'm a stay-at-home mom. I'm doing the best I can, trying to heal my lineage, heal the rape in my lineage, etc. And I can offer wellness, right? Also, following me, I'm starting to offer online courses. And one of the things that I'm doing with my online courses is you can invite as many people, homies in person, your homies, your friends, to split the cost with you and take the course, and you guys can share the materials, etc. Because I want it all to spread out, and I need to make a living to raise my child, right? In a way that is loving, in a way that is thriving, in a way that is not depleting, so we can heal. And when we do something good for ourselves and for our people, like who are around us, we're also healing our lineages and we're healing our descendants. Okay, so that's really a beautiful thing. So where can you be this Queen of Swords right now? What decisions do you have to make? What ideas do you have? What do you have to put in place in like an offering, gentle way to start that enterprise or that vision or that idea or that epoch or shimmy? Shimmying is always helpful. Okay. Ooh, and now this one, the Father of Swords, also upside down. Now this was in the middle of the reading, and check him out. That's tecolote medicine. That's the owl. That's fierce medicine. I have that in my lineage from New Mexico, como la última. I just looked at a picture of my grandma. Here, I'm going to show you guys a picture of my grandma. She's so beautiful. There's me and my abuelita, Celia. That's like right before she died. Oh my goodness. Tecolote medicina. It's very powerful, very piercing, very shape-shifting. The King of Swords is about very clear masculine assertion, discernment, okay? So this is, yes, you're going to do stuff. How can you make it honey and vinegar? But this isn't the how. This is the what, okay? You got to dedicate in this fierce, strong, strict, straight, cutting way yourself to your solution. You have to dedicate yourself to your solution. Does that make sense? Does anybody have any questions? Check him out. He makes me like really passionate about, like I literally feel my microcosmic orbit, like my perineum wants to like ground into the earth right now looking at him. Like, how do you, what is it? What is it? The how in the world that goes forth. But this is like commit to that shit, yo. Commit to that shit. Oh, good. I'm glad it makes so much sense. Okay. All right. Does anybody have any questions for your mana here? Throwing down the carts. I love you too. Oh, I love that I got blessings from Ireland. You are very welcome. House of Nekbet. Anastasia. Sophia. My baby daddy is hollering at me to tell y'all about my things, so I will. Hi, Jeffrey. Yeah, bicycle culture. Abacus. Blessings, pozole tu go. Mija, get back to me about the moon medicine class. I got you, girl. Don't trip. Good, it makes all sense. Okay, so classes, once again, I'm going to reiterate, please get your gente together and take the classes collectively so that you can be accountable to each other in community and you can learn all the shit and share it, because I'm trying to help the people reclaim our autonomy from the medical industrial complex. That is like that's like a big thing for me, is decolonizing medicine, aka decolonizing our bodies. All right, that's huge. I do have a Patreon. Many of you support me on my Patreon. How can we engage in the swords without harshness? That is a really good question. I'm gonna get back to you on that. Daddy, remind me to get back to them on that.
Sure.
Thank you. I'm gonna finish talking about my stuff. We've got the Patreon, and Patreon basically it's just a way for you to support me monthly with a donation as small as $2.22 a month, and then you can go up. There's also an option on there in a small group to do a question and answer with me. So there's that. The classes are coming up. The first one, that's moon medicine, all about how you heal your moon time from your ancestral trauma to your diet, etc. More information on my website, musmedicina.com. That starts the first Sunday in February. That's when you will get sent the materials in your email. And there's also a Zoom every week of group connection. Once again, every single class I'm offering, you can share it with your homies. One payment, as many homies as you can get together. We're sharing this, okay? And you guys could all print the materials y todo eso. Then I have the only thing I'm doing from my website right now, and I'm not doing one-on-one treatments like hands-on healing, but I am doing consultations. And when you book a consultation with me, I will send you a list of questions that I want you to answer that'll make you think about what's going on with you so you can already start to heal yourself. And then we're going to bim bam 30-minute consultation, me to give you a holistic perspective on your symptomology and your Western medical diagnosis. So there's that. Yeah, anything else, Papa?
No.
Okay, how do we engage in the swords without harshness? Let me ask my guides. Sleep more is the first thing that came up. That might be for me. this also goes down to our well-being, right? Our harshness, sometimes we really need it. The ability to discern when we need harshness versus when it is unwarranted has to do with how well resourced we are, okay? A rabid dog bites because he's fucking hungry, all right? So who are you surrounding yourself with? Are they feeding you? Are they nourishing your soul? Are they giving you love? Okay, are they assholes? Are your people assholes? Okay. Yeah, you need to sleep. There's lots of sleep helpers, yo. Let me see. It depends on what your diagnosis is, why you're sleep deprived. I should do a class on that one. Because it could be like monkey mind, like you can't stop thinking, which has more of a heat thing to do. It could be like you're depleted, so like your blood is not thick enough so that your chi anchors in your blood. Shit, you might need to declutter your house. What kind of energies are in your house? I have a process every day that I release everything that anybody ever gave me, so that I ask for good sleep. If you dream a lot, your ancestors might be trying to talk to you. If that's the case, you need to make time to talk to your ancestors so that they don't disrupt you in your dreams. Okay, there's so much about that. So being well slept is good. Sometimes your sword needs to be sharp. So don't forget that. It's just about discerning when is the best time to be sharp. Whenever I do readings, like recently, I've been kind of like, blah, just say what I want, say what comes up, because I haven't quintessentially, but I've been doing a lot of healing for my own availability of my own self, because I've been taught, or I was taught, to be really reserved. Even though I've not been, because I've been acting out my whole life, traviesa. But the real true healing of being myself is finally coming upon me now that I'm a mom, now that it's like I feel like I have nothing to lose or everything to lose. Maybe that's it. So the question about how do your swords be less sharp, it's like, why do you need to use your sword? What are you using your sword on? Who? Is it necessary to do that? Is it necessary to do that, to use that sword? Yeah, that's what's coming up for me right now. I'm going to come. Valerian is good. Yeah, I don't like to give like use this or do this unless I know like a specific diagnosis. But speaking of hierbitas, manzanilla or chamomile is a very delicate hierba, and the herbs are so smart that they make your body do what your body needs. So with manzanilla, it could either give you energy or help you calm down, depending on what your body needs. But my grandma used to use the manzanilla for everything. And it's a very nurturing, nourishing herb. So some chamomile tea could be really good for that. Monkey mind, force myself to stay up, all of that. Dang, that's a lot, Holmes. I'm so busy healing the wounds of people who have been stabbed. I'm a bit over all the swords right now. Okay, thank you for giving me that information. So swords also are just very, they're very much so about definitive decisions. Okay, like what do you have to cut away from your life? Maybe you need to take a break. Maybe you need to stop healing stab wounds. Maybe that's not your life right now. Okay, so when it comes to swords, like she's like searching for an apt decision, right? She's like, I don't know, maybe I'll put my energy on you, maybe I'll put your, and nah. And this guy's like, don't make me fucking come for you, because I ain't even doing it today. Sometimes you need a break. I'm taking a break right now. I ain't fucking with nobody's demons. Nope. None of that. Okay. Thank you all for joining me. Thank you for honoring the work, honoring the deep level work. All of my classes will involve some aspect of decolonial work, as well as unthreading our intertwined fucked up histories in colonized America. So if you want to join that, please go to my website, musemedicina.com. You can support me monthly for as little as $2.20 a month. If you enjoy my content, or because you enjoy my content, because it is beneficial to you, reciprocity. And you can always throw a one-time donation in any amount in my Venmo, Eutimia-Montoya, in my PayPal, eutimia@gmail.com, and in my Cash App, Muse Medicina. I thank you for watching. Many blessings. Ciao, ciao. Oh, end.
You're so fucking cute.
And
That was great, love.